Hi everyone, and welcome to the first module, Introduction to Visual Basic. Each of the modules will follow the same format, so I'll talk about that first. There's always a video introducing the module. That's the video you're listening to right now. Then there'll always be a module at a glance document, which explains what's going on in that module, the student learning outcomes, or what you're expected to know by the end of the module, and there's always a link to the course schedule. And then all the modules will have a lecture and activities folder, which you should go through sequentially. That's where you're learning all the material you need. If there's a discussion, there'll be a discussion folder, and then they'll all have assignment folders and project folders. So I'm going to start first with our module at a glance document. And so I'll let you read through this, but you can see it talks about what's covered in the chapter, what you'll learn, and then there's a link to the course schedule. In the lectures and activities, in this first module, we'll be installing the compiler and registering for the Textbook Companion website. So first of all, let's talk about installing the software. If you still have Visual Studio 2015 from last year, you can just use that. There's very little difference in what we'll be doing in Visual Basic between the 2015 and 2017 versions. If you got a new computer or you'd like the newer version, you can install Visual Studio 2017 Community Edition. And I have two different links here, a Word version, a PDF version. We've been asked to provide both to students, so I have done that. And you can just follow the instructions there. If you have any problems or questions along the line, just send me an email. We are going to be using the Textbook Companion website for this course. It contains video notes, which we'll be using in our lecture and activity folders. We're also going to be using the source files that are located there. So this link will provide you with the information on how to register for it and how to download the textbook source files. And we will be using those source files even in this first module. So next you'll notice that there's either documents or links to videos, and they're numbered 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Those numbers correlate with the textbook. 1.1 is Chapter 1, Section 1. And if you read this, it's just kind of hardware and software, something we're not really going to cover in this course. But then we will move into talking about graphical user interfaces, event-driven programming. So you should be looking in Chapter 1 and reading Section 2 of the textbook. It's a very good textbook. It's easy to read, and it contains a lot of good information. So I recommend having it open and reading it while you're going through this material. Here I've given you a tour of Visual Studio. The Solution Explorer, which you should be familiar with from C++, but it's a little bit different in Visual Basic, and the toolbox and the properties, and also the control naming conventions, which you'll need to be aware of. Just a reminder about algorithms. We learn about this in Computer Science 1, but you should watch this, and then this will walk you through an entire process of creating an algorithm and showing you how to create a program. Keep in mind, in this first module, I'm not expecting you really to write a Visual Basic program. We'll be moving into all the information that you need to do that within the second module. Okay. We have a discussion in this module. This is just the introductory discussion. I'll be using a tool called VoiceThread for you to participate in this first discussion. It's really very easy to use, so you can read these instructions and then just click here to participate in that discussion. The due date is approaching quickly. I think it's Friday, so please make sure that you're in the course and participate in the discussion as soon as possible. That deadline might be unrealistic. That might have to be extended a little. Okay, first assignment. The assignments in this class are all going to follow the same format. They're going to be out of the end of the chapter that we're working on. So I will provide you questions that you just have to enter your answers in a Word document, or you can use Google Docs as long as you download it as a Word file. I need to have a Word file in Blackboard so that I can grade it. And after the due date, the solution file will be posted. It's your responsibility to go in and open the solution file and compare it to your answers. That will help you when it comes to test time. And lastly, there's a project. Okay. The project is, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to have you open up one of the files that you downloaded from the companion website, make a small change. Then you need to compress the folder and submit it to me. I just want to kind of make sure everybody's familiar with the process. I know in Computer Science 1 and 2, you could just submit a CPP file, but there's more files involved in Visual Basic, so you have to send me your whole folder. So I just want to make sure that everybody is familiar with the process, so that information is provided for you here. Okay. Make sure that you're mindful of the due dates. They're all located in the course information documents. They're always located in Module at a Glance, and you can always click over here to see the due dates for this module, and you'll see just the discussion due Friday. The assignment is due on Tuesday. They're usually due on Monday, but because of the Labor Day holiday, it'll be due Tuesday. And then your project will be due on Wednesday. And then the next module will open up right here on the 7th. We've got a couple little quick modules, and then we'll get into more advanced modules, which generally will be about 2 weeks long. Okay? As always, please feel free to send me an email if you have any questions or concerns. Once you send me an email, make sure you check your TWOLS email, because that's where my response will be going. Be sure you're logging on at least 3 days a week. Be sure you're checking your TWOLS email at least 3 times a week. I would recommend even more. Okay? Get started and let me know if you have any questions.